Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona on a March 1st Sunday morning. Go for a ride this morning. Get out. The weather's nice. It's going to be nearly 80 degrees today up here in the mountains, and a little warmer down in the desert. But I'm going to head down that way for a little while. Maybe run into some friends. It's been a real nice warm week. Ridden my bike to work almost every day, and it's been nice. And now that finally the days are long enough that I don't have to ride home in the dark, which I have a hard time seeing when it's dark. So that's been good for me, and good for the soul, so to speak. You know, another gorgeous day here in Arizona. Hardly any clouds in the sky. The ones that are those wispy, I call them winter pattern clouds. There's some scientific name for it, but I didn't go to school to be a scientist, so, you know, amateur scientist. Yeah, I'm an amateur at a lot of things, so, you know, what I am a professional at is living 7 decades. You know, I think I've done that pretty well. So here we are, just you know, just out cruising and trying to enjoy this final chapter of my existence, you know, and not to sound morose or anything, but you know, reality is reality. So things are more important to me these days: a good view, watching a thunderstorm, sunsets, sunrises, all just really important to me these days. Riding my motorcycle, just being out in the countryside. I like to go out and shoot my rifles, my pistols, and I enjoy that. And living up here in the countryside affords me that privilege. So, a couple months it'll be warm up here, but today it's just gorgeous early spring weather up here in Arizona. Mountains look great as always. You know, another thing I enjoy is a good meal, and I just, you know, it's funny how the small things. I'm not the only one in the world at any age group that enjoys a good meal, but it seems like it's more important to me these days. You know, your taste changes as you get older, and some things you've eaten your whole life don't necessarily thrill you anymore, and other things that you haven't tried do. So that's cool. One thing I don't do is sushi. You know, fire was invented a long time ago, so we can cook. So to you that like sushi, well, you know, to each his own. I just don't feel like eating anything raw. So Badger Springs, cool area down in there. If you're ever into a hike or a mountain bike ride or something down in there, there's a real spring down there and lots of wildlife and gorgeous desert spring down in there. Just trying to enjoy life. Got days off. It was a real hard week at work. Crazy busy the last 2 or 3 days, you know, with the riders out, when the weather being what it is. 2 weeks ago it was cold and drizzly, and I went through a couple days where we only saw a few people through the door, but the last several days have been very, very busy. The kind of busy that, you know, you look up once, it's 11 a.m., you look up twice, it's 3:30, you look up again, and it's time to close. So, you know, got some people on new bikes. That was cool, and, you know, got some people that really needed an upgrade, and was finally going to get on something decent, and traded in something that was not so good, and, you know, but that's cool. They were riding, and they worked it out so they could get something new, or something new to them anyway. So, always happy to see somebody get on a bike. Those are the happiest people ever, the people that just buy a new bike. You know, that excitement may fade when they get the payment book, but still, you know, watching them smile, I mean, biggest smiles you've ever seen makes you feel good. Me, just living life. You know, just I go to work, I go home, you know, get up and repeat it again, and then on the weekends, or my weekends is a Sunday and a Monday, so I get a chance to do a few things. Sometimes I'm a little tired and don't do much on the first day, but the second day is my run around day and go to the shops and just, you know, just do what I like doing, you know, so try to be outside. It's just so gorgeous, and the sunsets have been awesome up here. I was down in Phoenix last week and headed home after sunset after a band rehearsal. And I mean to tell you, the sunset was just incredible. It's just the kind of sunset you see on postcards from the desert. I don't know if anybody remembers postcards. It used to be a big thing, going somewhere and sending somebody a postcard saying, wish you were here, or glad you're not, or whatever. But, you know, it's just a thing. Another one of those things that have gone by the wayside, like magazines and newspapers, and, you know, things that used to be a part of daily life. Everything's become digital, you know, and I'm afraid that if something happened and we lost the digital world, so to speak, there was some bad players that wanted to do an EMP burst or something and take out the internet or whatever, you know, that would, you know, there'd be a lot of people that wouldn't know what to do with themselves, you know, not like those of us in the old days that when we were kids, we played outside, we did different things, we played sports, we built forts or whatever out there in the yard or out in a vacant field, and did things like that, you know. And there's a lot of people that still get outside, but there's a lot of people that don't, and it's kind of sad because there's a big world out there. You know, I miss magazines a lot. I used to look forward to getting that magazine. I'd read it cover to cover. I still get some magazines, mostly firearm magazines. It seems to be very much that's out there. You know, a copy of Easy Riders magazine showed up at the shop here, and I looked through it and I thought, man, how different that magazine has become since it came out. It's really kind of a slick publication, and let's be honest, they pander to the wealthy builders and those types of people. You know, the guy that built a chopper in his backyard in the 70s and was cool as fuck, pardon my French, I don't know, they're still out there, but they're not getting coverage from magazines like Easy Riders. I don't think I've bought one in 15 or 20 years now. I mean, I used to love it. Man, that was a heck of a bump. This road, there's a lot of truck traffic on 17, and the road just gets torn up. They're going to have to do some resurfacing here pretty soon, and some of it is pretty bad. But anyhow, so just enjoying the ride today. It's just gorgeous. It's about a little after 10 in the morning, and you know, I got a light jacket on, but I'm not even sure I'm going to need that on the way home. It's going to be in the saddlebags. Just a week or so ago, there was still some snow up on those mountainsides there. But it's all gone now. Maybe some in the deep shadows up there in the canyons, there might be a little bit left. The ones that don't get the sun this time of year. But, yeah, it's supposed to be a chance for some weather toward the end of next week, but for the most part, it's going to be in the high 60s. It's going to be good riding weather. Anyhow, well, headed south and going to run into some friends and enjoy their company. This is Randy T-Bird out here at Arizona. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm working on putting out more videos than I had. We'll see how that goes. Time has been an issue, but working on it. A little bit of vloggers, I don't know, fatigue or block or whatever. Like writers get blocked, they can't write. I just haven't had a whole lot to talk about, and so I'm doing my best. And so you that have hung out with me for all these 4 or 5 years, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate seeing you and watching your videos. And this is Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona. We'll talk to you again.